Apple's expected to spend about $1 billion on NVIDIA servers for AI solutions with their upcoming GB300 server. And I'll explain a little bit more in today's episode. But first, I believe this is actually really great news for the AI market and obviously for NVIDIA. This might also kind of showcase why NVIDIA is unstoppable at the moment. Let's take a closer look in today's episode.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for their subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode.
So the big news coming in today, like I mentioned, is Apple is expected to spend at least $1 billion on NVIDIA's AI solutions. And first, Apple has been one of the slow players here in the AI market. They really haven't spent much, and they've been actually, we're going to see partnering up with Amazon and Anthropic in a bit. Now, I'm going to guess that the main reason Apple is kind of investing in AI solutions right now are two things. First, Apple is definitely lagging behind in the AI space. And we've kind of heard reports in the past few weeks about this whole Siri mess and how Apple is trying to revamp their AI solution, right? How their AI intelligence or Apple intelligence was a huge, huge mess. So I think the first thing is that. The second thing is, for some reason, I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt. Apple didn't really invest much in the H100 or the Hopper architecture from NVIDIA, as they knew the Hopper architecture was not going to be the most cost-effective for mass AI solutions for consumers, right? And Apple has a lot and a lot and a lot of consumers. But this new Grace Blackwell, or kind of the Blackwell platforms, is amazing for mass adoption with things like amazing for inference, time of thinking, and the list goes on and on. So now with this type of Blackwell platform, we have seen reports that is about 40 times better the performance than Hopper in forms of inference. Now this becomes attractive for a return on investment for a company like Apple that has multiple consumers. So as AI continues to get cheaper, we are going to see results here of Apple and other big tech players adopting AI market even faster. The report is actually coming in from a Loop Capital analyst, Ananda, which late Monday said Apple is in the process of placing orders for about $1 billion in NVIDIA GB300 NVL72 systems. That equates of about 250 servers at 3.7 million. Remember, each server is about 72 GPUs. And it is reported that Apple is officially entering into the large server cluster Gen AI game, and Supermicro and Dell are going to be key server partners. As you guys know, I'm not a huge fan of the server, the hardware market, because it's very, very competitive. The kind of analyst does say that they're still gathering fuller context, but overall, this appears to have the potential to be a Gen AI large language model cluster. Now, from my own thinking hat and my own investment thought process, I don't think Apple is going to create or train its own AI solutions. I do believe these types of AI servers are going to be meant mainly for the inferencing side of whatever they're going to serve to their customers. And the NVL72 is the best route to go with it right now. If you're going to be doing inference to mass millions, maybe billions potentially of people, the NVL72 is the best returner of all. So I don't think Apple is going to be entering too much in the AI training game. If they do, that's pretty good. But I think it's going to be focusing more on the inference side and be able to kind of share their solutions to the vast public. Now, this is interesting for a few things. First, there's always been discussion that there's this Apple and NVIDIA feud that has prevented Apple from choosing NVIDIA products for another market. But if this is true, right, again, these are all reports based on Loop Capital analysts, and we will have to kind of progress and see how things change over time. There's always some truth behind reports like this, and there's always maybe some stretching in lies. Who knows? Maybe it actually might be more than $1 billion. Might be lower than $1 billion, but regardless, if Apple is entering, it showcases that even if you have some form of bad taste with the company, if you are providing the best solution, there's no way around it. And I think this is also a big worrisome, in my opinion, or a big red flag for ASIC solutions. And these are those customers and those companies that are creating the alternative to NVIDIA. Now, if you want to learn more about the AI market and the semiconductor market, check out my daily semiconductor newsletter, What the Chip Happened Apple.com. And Apple has some way kind of been entering into the AI market, most recently in AWS during their kind of huge AI and AWS event. Apple's senior director talked about how they were using inferential and Trainium 2 chips today to some of the use cases for AI solutions for Apple. For those that are not familiar, the inferential and Trainium 2 chips are chips that Amazon has made for AI market. And the reason I mentioned this is big for the AI space and for NVIDIA in general is because NVIDIA is leaving everybody in the dust. So Jensen, in a recent keynote, mentioned the following: just because you build an AI chip doesn't mean it's great. And just because it gets built, it doesn't mean, or it gets designed, it doesn't mean it's going to enter into mass production. Because at the end of the day, these cloud service providers, these data centers are all limited with power. And right now, it's not just about saving money with these GPUs, it's also about maximizing your revenue. Which type of AI chip can make you more revenue in the long term of things? And that overall is accounted in the equation of return of investment. And Justin mentions that right now there is no alternative to NVIDIA solutions. They are the other alternative, right? The main product right now is the Blackwell. The second in charge right now is Hopper. And right now, everybody's still trying to catch up to Hopper. And no one is competitive to Hopper right now except the Blackwell platform, which is 40 times more effective than Hopper. So how can a player that's going to be investing in ASIC solution or partnering or renting out ASIC solutions, which might be cheaper, but you're able to get way better performance from a Blackwell? It makes no sense. It makes no sense for a cloud service provider to be able to spend the amount of power capacity that they have on a solution that's going to be pretty weak, especially as Nvidia continues to release new products on a yearly cadence. Not only is it about one single chip, right? Nvidia actually breaks it down even further. Building these data centers is a whole different ballgame, right? If you have $100 billion that you're going to spend on these data centers, can you easily create this massive PO for your ASIC solution to kind of build out these solutions? No, you can't do that. You can really do it with NVIDIA because NVIDIA has the whole supply chain on lock. And if you need to build a massive data center, NVIDIA can do it like this for you so much quicker. And right now, time to market is very effective. But not only, like I mentioned, time to market, NVIDIA's cadence, even if you eventually end up catching up to Hopper, how can you catch up to Blackwell less than a year apart, which is 40 times better, right? How can you be able to how will you be able to compete with Rubin next year when you still can't even catch up to Blackwell? How would you be able to catch up to Rubin Ultra, to Feynman? And I think the world right now is really concerned or focused on this point that NVIDIA is going to lose to the ASIC market. And right now, from the viewpoints that I am looking at, it seems like NVIDIA is just creating that lead bigger and bigger and bigger. And the only way NVIDIA, in my opinion, can continue this lead is if the AI market continues to innovate and continues to need more computational power. Obviously, if maybe there is a decrease in computational power needed, then the ASIC market has an opportunity. But right now, when AI is still pretty expensive and NVIDIA solutions are multiple X factors better, there's no reason for you to develop or even buy or rent out an ASIC chip. All you really need is NVIDIA. So overall, I think this is really great news for NVIDIA. It showcases their lead dramatically. It also, in my opinion, creates a red or yellow flag to ASIC solutions. And it is something that we're going to have to keep a closer eye on.